let's talk a little bit more about how we can simplify linear expressions. So once again, this is the key that we're using for the tiles that we're using when we're asked to model an expression. So this is a good thing to have memorized. But here's the first example that we're going to work with. We're asked to model the expression 4x plus 3 minus 5x minus 7 with our tiles, and then we will simplify it. Now remember, simplifying means we're going to find zero pairs and rewrite this expression. So first of all, we need to model it. So start with the 4x. So we have 4 positive x's. So 4 of these guys. Then we have a plus 3. So plus 3, so we have the positive 1 tiles, and we need 3 of them. And then we have a negative 5x. So with our negative x tile, we need 5 of those. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then finally we have negative 7. So with our negative 1 tile, we're going to need 7 of these to represent a negative 7. 6, 7. Okay, so this expression is now modeled with our tiles. Now we can simplify it. And simplify means we need to find zero pairs. Now to find zero pairs, that means we need to combine x's with negative x's and 1's with negative 1's in order to combine them to make 0. This is from the last lesson. So I'm going to actually move these over by these so it's easier to see. These guys I'll move a little bit closer. Okay, so this will hopefully make it a little bit easier for us to see. So, zero pairs. There's an x and a negative x. These combine to be 0. There's an x and a negative x. Those combine to be 0. There's another 0 pair, and there's another 0 pair. Okay, now let's look at our 1 tiles, our 1's and negative 1's. 1 and a negative 1 combine to be 0. 1 and a negative 1 combine to be 0. 1 and a negative 1 combine to be 0. So what am I left with now? Well, I have a negative x tile, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 negative 1 tiles. So that's a negative 4 right here. So after I've simplified, after I've gotten rid of 0 pairs, my expression is now negative x minus 4. Now you'll notice, let me make this a little smaller, you'll notice in our equation, if I combine a 4x and a negative 5x, that gives me negative 1x, right? So on my calculator, I would do 4 minus 5, and that would give me negative 1x's. And then if I combined 3 and negative 7, 3 plus a negative 7 is negative 4. So hopefully using the tiles can help you see how we have simplified this to be negative x minus 4. Let's do another one. Now this time it's given us an expression modeled with tiles already. We're asked to determine what that expression is, and then we'll simplify it. So first of all, what is this expression? Well, we have 3 positive x tiles. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 negative x tiles. So that's negative 6x tiles. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positive 1 tiles and a negative 1 tile. So my equation, if I wanted to write that, or my expression, sorry, would be 3x minus 6x with a positive 5 and a negative 1. So this is my expression. Now let's simplify it by finding 0 pairs with our tiles. So I'll do this kind of quick. There's a 0 pair, there's a 0 pair, there's a 0 pair, and there's just 1 with our 1 tiles. Okay, what am I left with now? 1, 2, 3 negative x tiles, so that's a negative 3x, and 1, 2, 3, 4 1 tiles, so that's represented by 4. So the simplified form of this is negative 3x plus 4. Now hopefully if you looked at this expression, you could see if you combine a negative 3x and a negative 6x, so 3 minus 6 gave me the negative 3x's. And then a 5 minus 1, 5 minus 1 is 4. So that's where the positive 4 came from. So this is the simplified form of this expression. Let's look at one more example. This one's going to be kind of easy. This here is a model of the expression 3 times the quantity x plus 1. So if you've seen parentheses, those represent distribution. But this modeled looks like this with tiles. Notice this is an x and this is a 1. This is an x, this is a 1, this is an x and a 1. And so we have this 3 times. So that's where our 3 times x plus 1 comes from. Okay, so in order to simplify this, we simply want to write it without our parentheses, without our distribution parentheses here. So we add up how many tiles there are in total. So there are 3 x's and there are 3 1 tiles. So the simplified form of this would be 3x plus 3. And if you know distribution, notice that it's just 3 times an x and 3 times a positive 1. Gives me 3x plus 3. So that's your last example for this video. Go ahead and move on to the next example video.